This is part 2. In this part 2, we are going to configure a playbook with which we can play. We had some data. We have ingested some data using Microsoft Sentinel training labs to play with the data and in other way to achieve some automation on and respond to the incidents and alerts. We need to create a playbook. So in this video we will start with that. Before doing that, so let's verify once what are the resources and the resources created by Sentinel Training Lab solution, and let's again review the data that is being ingested by the Training Lab solution, Sentinel Training Lab solution. So first, so these are the resources created by the Training Lab solution. Here you can see that there is a PowerShell online deployment script is there, and there is one Azure workbook. In fact, there are two Azure workbooks, and there is an API connection, there is a logic app, and logic app, this log analytic workspace is something we created for the Sentinel, but apart from this, all other resources are created by the Sentinel Training Lab solution. Now let's go back again and see in the Sentinel what is the data. Review the data that is created by Training Lab solution, Sentinel Training Lab solution. Um, I'm back into the Microsoft Defender XDR, um, and I'll go to incidents and alerts. We have already seen this. See, there are some incidents, 4 incidents, and handful of alerts. So you may be aware the basics are first these alerts are created based on the observations, gaps, anomalies in the system, and after correlation and analysis of these alerts, incidents are created. Incidents are created which would indicate a problem. These incidents are basically could be collection of few alerts that indicate a problem. So it is a kind of overview or analysis of the alerts. From the alerts analysis, these incidents are created. Now let's go back and do our actual task of creating playbook. Okay, so to configure playbook, first we need to go to this API connection, Azure Sentinel get geo from IP and tag incident, and go to general and then edit API connection. So we can keep the same display name, but you just click on authorize. It opens the page to choose your account to log in. Choose the same, choose your account. Now this authorization is completed. Click on save. Okay, API connection is successful. Now that we have ingested data and we have a playbook, let's go ahead with the next step of enabling connectors. So in this exercise we will try to enable few connectors like Azure Activity Data Connector, Azure Defender Data Connector. let's go ahead and see. So here I'm back to Security Center, Microsoft Defender. In this, go to Microsoft Sentinel and scroll down, come to the configuration and data connectors. Here is where we will install and configure all the data connectors. So what exactly we are doing here is we are making connections to different environments, applications or services, and trying to pull the events and telemetry from those applications and services. Then all the data of a company's data from all the applications devices is on a central workspace. On that, Sentinel will apply the threat intelligence, and using AI it finds out anomalies, and it provides you a platform to do several things like threat analysis, incident management, and auto response to the incidents. That's automation. So but the fundamental basic is to collect data from different sources, that is your company's applications, services and devices. Okay, so now as I told, we will just try with Azure activity. I'm in the data connector, search. Yeah, I'm now seeing the data connectors, feature data connectors and more data connectors. I will go to the feature data connectors and I will search Azure activity. Okay, so here I have opened this and I have opened the connector and clicked on install. Now the Azure activity connector is installed. So here you can see what this data connector contains. There are 2 workbooks and 14 analytical rules and 15 hunting queries. And let's see what's there when we click on manage. Okay, now let's go back and install another data connector. Okay, now I found Microsoft Defender for Cloud. It is not installed. Let's see. Yeah, and again you can see the details and then click on install. Here you have one analytical rule and two data connectors. Install. Okay, install successful. Now I want to try one more. Since I have AWS account also, I want to try if I can install AWS also and then later try to ingest the data or see if the data is ingested into Sentinel. I'm going back to data connectors, AWS. Okay, I think I have to go to data connectors again. Yeah, it is already there. I don't have to search and install. Okay, since I'm here and I can see enter ID also, why not? Why not try enter ID? Okay, now let's see how many connectors I have. Okay, let me refresh the page. I have total 7 connectors. I have installed AWS, but AWS itself has 3 more connectors it has installed. Azure Activity and Cisco Umbrella I didn't install, but it is there already. Microsoft Entra. I don't see Defender for Cloud. Let me cross check. I see here it is installed, but let me see in the list of connectors again. I can't see this here, but let's see if I can see something in the Content Hub. Okay. Mm, yeah, I can see this now. Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Okay, fine. So what were the connectors we installed? I'm able to see here. So let's move on to the next step. I want to install another connector which helps in threat hunting, which is my threat intelligence connector, which is from Microsoft. Let's go ahead and install this as well. Done. I will end this video here. Remaining things we will see in the next videos.